check in on some of our friends. Let's go near, because man, I really like trading near back in the day, and it's not disappointing again. Here we go. Look at that pattern. It played out really well. Now, some people might say, "Hey, yeah, but you wanted this big spike up." Yeah, but I had no clue that it could make like what it was going to do after this move. You know, the stab into here. Even the stab into here was a little late. This doesn't lift up as high, but as you can see, the pattern, like what I was looking for was a knife down. This was the main range I was looking for with a spike into this box. Well, we got exactly that, right? It completed, several hours later, 12 hours later, I think, or something like that. But the point is, man, these patterns like to repeat. I'm not sitting here with some crystal ball. What I'm doing is I'm just going back into the charts and looking for signatures that look very similar. And this right here is this over here. 1, 2, double top. They did it here too. They gave the impression that price was going higher. This isn't even a double top. This is a bullish run. And exactly right here, reversed it, crossed the 50. Once they crossed the 50, what did they come in and do? They right to the 800 on the 5, and what did we do? We came down. We took a little bit longer on this one. Wasn't aggressive. Used the 200 to chop around, but did not get above that 50. Right. This is what I use a lot. This EMA cloud strategy helps save me from getting bullish in this situation where I used to. I used to get bullish in this situation. See this structure right here? That would suggest to me take a long because this cross is going to happen, which it almost did. See what they do to you? See what they do? Now, I used to take a lot of these trades right here. I would see this come in, okay, bottoms in on this, and then try to take this thing. This is only 1% though to the 50. Like I would need this to cross the 50, and this is what right here crossing the 50 would give you the impression that all right, we're going to start going higher. No, they immediately reverse price. So if you're taking trades like this, trying to scalp, now on 10%, on a 10x, it's almost 15%, but you need to take that profit because it's not going to be there very long. Not going to be there very long. It's a couple hours, and then but this should give you the indication that this is over, and then it finally crossed, and bang, when this came back up, yeah, they were giving the head fake, and here you go, the Maloik. This is when they dove down. So, but this is what we're hunting for. So even though you're taking, like I would have been induced back when I was trading last year, I probably would have been induced to take this, but at the same time, I'm sitting at my desk, I'm watching the charts, and if I'm not paying attention to this cross happening and this move that's supposed to recover and come up here and cross the 50, if I'm not paying attention to this to unwind, then that's my fault, right? Because this unwound, gave you the signature, candle closure below, crosses, you need to know, okay, I need to get out. You should just get out here. Doesn't matter. Run. Get out, even money. Flip your trade because here it comes. Pings off the 50 twice and then blesses you with the hot sauce. With a juicy, this is it, right? You're not playing for 1% raw price moves. We're playing for 5, 6%, 10x, 50, 60%, right? So this is the move, right? 10 hours later, not even 10 hours later, you're sitting on a 5% move in 2 hours, maybe 3. So, yeah, this is how I play these hot coins. So near, what are we doing now? Nothing. U.S. Brinks is open. Is that it? Yeah, we got 15 minutes till we go to Tim. So, yeah, I like this. Well, this is going to be dependent on Bitcoin now, like what's going on here. It's a good stopping candle down here at the lows. So down at the lows, they recovered it already too. So this created a vector. That price just came back in, ate up. You need price now on this 5 minute on near. We're going to want it to come through the Brinks box. And you got to watch yourself because this is New York. They might bring price all the way back up. All the way back up to the 50. Okay. Through the 50, get this liquidity, come all the way back down through the Brinks box again. All right, you may get this type of action. You may even get something like this. So they don't violate this low, right? Keep this intact. If the play is to the upside, I'm not sure right now. I'm just digging into the charts. But initial move from the market maker looks like a setup to probe higher right now. Let's see if we get any clues on the low time frame. It's getting oh yeah, the 1 minute. Oh, there it goes. Just dipped down. That's the 3, the 5. Yeah, we're in bearish control. I guess a lot of them are going to be in bearish control right about now, huh? Let's so I'm kind of no trade right this morning. Like you could get aggressive and like I said earlier with Bitcoin, use trend lines like this. And if they break, you know, that could be your point to take a short or a long, you know, because I'm 50-50 right now. Let's see, back to Bitcoin real quick. Yeah, there's 30K, guys. So I'm waiting on 30K from Bitcoin. To be honest with you, see what it does. No need to be a hero. Try to take some wild trades because like things like Gala. I mean, this is an important box for me for a while now. Trading below. Trading below, struggling. Everything's, look at this 5 minute. Yeah, we're in bearish. 15 minutes in bearish control. 30 minute R size in bearish control. Okay, so let's see. Because it's looking like a lot of these things are in a similar, yep, bearish control, sitting under the 200. I mean, that's on the 30 minute. On the 30 minutes, so you got lower highs but higher lows. So who's going to win? These have been in a lot longer. This is a stronger downtrend right now than this uptrend, that's for sure. But once again, so if you take it from here, from this, it already broke. But it broke up. Look at that. Look at this, guys, man. They are diabolical. So, yeah, looks like they're using slope and trend. Let me thin this line out a little bit. I don't need it that big. I'll give it a 2. Give it a 2 spot. Clone it. Go to top. All right, let's. I mean, that's tight. Tight like a tiger. This is OP. So again, what you're gonna want to see at OP. And don't go below that. This is what I'm talking about. It already. So if you were looking for something like that to hold, I don't think that's it anyway. This looks more like the play. right now, something like that. But it's usually more aggressive. So we'll see what happens. I mean, it's a tight little box here, and you got the brinks opening up, so these are the lines I'd be using to play. And all right, where could we go upside? 200 EMA. Yesterday's low. What are we looking at for a move to the upside? Would be, I mean, 2.25% is 25. You know, 10x in this a 20% trade. Yesterday's low. So what are we looking at downside if this breaks? I mean, listen, if this breaks, you need to get out by 0.5. That's what I'd be looking at as a cut and run point on OP. Actually, let me do this different. I'll actually do a buy sell box, a long box. So if I were longing, because I really don't know which way I would go on this right now, but I would see it going up to here on a long, and this is where I would use my exit point, right about here. I'd use this trend line to get out. So give yourself a nice risk reward profile on that. And then if I was going to go short, like, because you got to pay attention to what price does in these areas. I mean, because it could easily just break down, bounce off of this 50, and then collapse. And start using this trend line, slip under its EMAs, and then you would know this bottom box is in play, which would give you a decent short opportunity. That's not enough, though. I wouldn't go for the short. I wouldn't go for the short because I don't know that it's going to break this yet. I'd be on the long. What do we got? Let's who is that? Is that Ant? They call me Ant. Because I can't see who's in right now. I can't see your name. But let's see. Let's go down to waves because I've been covering wave. All right, you know what? PEPE. Let's see if we got the PEPE treatment. Man, that call was just so perfect. Yeah, yesterday, man. Pinged the first time, right? I mean, just hit that 1590 perfectly, and then came in and blessed us again the second time, slightly lower. I mean, this was so tradable twice. It was fast though, but it would have been an upside move. That's why you got to sit at your desk, pay attention. If you're playing meme coins, you keep your finger on the trigger, because profits can be eradicated in a heartbeat. And you can see what they're doing with these trend lines. Man, they are dancing around them. So let's see how, because this looks pretty established right here. That was a crappy start. Hold on, let's get it from Sydney. Okay. No, they're using this. They're using that right there. Looks like they use it from back here too. It's about that, but looks like it's something like this. I would use something like that. Now PEPE, because now what you have on the 5 for PEPE, which is really nice, except it's, this is a falling knife. Yesterday's low though, so it may be bouncing off of yesterday's low. You still have this down here. I'm going to pull this box up. All right, so that's a low you don't want to break. I would use this as the line in the sand, because price could easily tuck in, work its way down, and you don't want it messing around with this line very long at all, because if it breaks, it's going to go down to that M1. We're in between the M1 and M2 now, so if this is going to resolve itself, we want to get on top of this trend line and start boogieing. Start breaking the 200, 800. So we want to see something like this pattern here. We just want to watch out for this, a little scam wick action. But it looks somewhat similar. This was much more of an aggressive move down. Just gave you that heartbeat signature. This was a obvious clear out right here, liquidity grab, and turn and burn in your face. So PEPE actually right now, I'm looking at a long. Look at the Stokes are curling up, but this is the same thing it did to me yesterday. So if you're going to take this long, it's got to be fast because it could do exactly what it did here. And what's worse for you this time is you do not have EMA coverage below on the 5. You're just hanging out in the wind. You are banking on horizontals to hold you up. So this is a little bit more of a, let's say, dangerous short, right? This is not as good of quality setup, but sometimes you got to take a little risk for these coins if you want to, you want to play the game. So yeah, I could see a long, and I'm using things like the New York Open and the volume that comes in. So they just sold at the lowest point right here. This is the volume candle that came in, created a vector. So I think price is going to come up into this vector candle. It's debatable if you take longs here. Actually, you probably shouldn't. It's still falling. So you'd want to get a candle closure, get a retrace. You want to get a retrace and not a failure at the 50 and retrace. What you would hope for is a push through, then the retrace. Like this would have given you, if it bounced, you could have taken that retrace, but it didn't. So this is what you're concerned with, right? As price gets aggressive, moves back up, you want to see it get through the 50, bounce, and sit on top of it. Sit on top of this cloud, just like it did here. It gave you the signature that it was going to do it, but then got checked by this trend line that was already built from that wick. It was basically already in. It's a little lower too, and price just curled right over. Let's see here. Yeah, I wouldn't be on the short for this yet. Even though price is in the red, I think this move slightly was manufactured in the beginning here to drive price down. But prior to the Brinks, prior to the U.S. Brinks box opening, which is a half hour before the U.S. Open or U.S. market open, only to just drive price back up immediately. It's a good stopping candle as well. So PEPE playing nice. Let me go to Waves real quick. Waves probably in a very similar position. Yeah, 200 EMA, 800 EMA on top on the 5. So everything's pushing down. But I'd be looking for these accumulation boxes because Waves have been playing really nice. See this nice accumulation box? Here they shook you out. They went after you. They went after your liquidity this time. So creating a nice little range to trade in. They'll spike up, spike down. I hate this stupid magnet sometimes. Actually, get over here. That looks like the range. They spiking below it again, so it's tight. But once it breaks it, what you want to look for, bang, again, 50 EMA. Sit on top. It's working its way through right now. It's good structure. This has to hold. RSI has to push through and hang on. All right, let me go with, is Tim on yet? Not yet. All right, so I'll wait for Tim. So yeah, everything's like 50-50, but I'm kind of looking at longs right now, but really being quick on the trigger, so I'm not looking for I'd be moving stops real quick, looking for some, just zero risk trades out of this stuff to hopefully, catch the big one back to the daily open or something, because it's a 4% move just to go challenge the daily open, just like it did here at the EU Brinks. In fact, I think you can see a repeat now that I'm looking at it. US Brinks, they could just, pull a repeat of what the EU did. I mean, work for them, right? Probably made a lot of money. Where did New York last sell from? Here's Tokyo. New York all the way up here. Wow. So New York last sold. Well, this is the New York session close, and they sold off. But they have imbalances all the way up here at 218. So higher lows. I'm longing. I'm longing this. One, two, three. It fell through. Man, it was respecting that for a minute. But this is the treachery the New York market open will play with you. But look, they're going to let you know right now. They are going to let you know right now if they're going to drive price lower. So US Brinks down, up, down. It's got to hold, or else this is not a long. So fucking difficult so yeah, you just got to watch this trend. They may tickle down here, but what you don't want, and they just did it. It's candle closures on a 2 minute. What's the 5? Just a spike down. All right, what would I need to long? Honestly, I would have taken this one on this stopping candle here. I would have taken this long. Back here, 10x, 15%. So, I mean, you could scurry out of that with, the meat of that 10% or so, if you were to play this like I normally do. But I know Tim's supposed to start up to 920. All right, 920. Oh, and yeah, oh shit, that's right. Jay Powell speaking. So. You know what? I would probably be in a no trade zone, to be honest. Today, my past self, who is far more reckless, would most definitely be taking this this long off of this trend line. But that's not really advisable. It's really not. Like if you do, you're gonna have to have a stop somewhere. Like if you want to be responsible with this stuff. And they're just going to come get you. They will come get you so on 10x my stop would have to be in this range, and there's a liquidity pool right there, 0.42, and because that's 4%. Here's 5, 6% to get under that liquidity for what? It's not worth it because it's already breaking this trend line. It's already closed a 5 minute candle. This one's green but still floating under. And RSI is not looking so hot. Like on the 1 minute, like it needs to bust through. It already slipped below the 50 read. Pay attention to this stuff, guys. The draw a 50 line if it isn't on your chart, on your RSI, because it's important. Look what price did. Tried to come up, or the middle read. Here it is now. Here it is now. They're trying to do it on the 1 minute, but you need follow through. The 1 minute bounces around a lot. Powell, huh? I used to play this stuff all the time. There's not a lot of volume right now, which is interesting. Let's check in on PEPE. And just speak up, guys, if you want me to look at anything. I'll throw a different chart up. I'm just going with the coins I've been covering the past few days. So, yeah, I was saying, hey, I'm looking for I was looking for a long on PEPE too, based off of yesterday's low. Needed to hold this line though, and it's here's where we get dicey because it's all based off of Bitcoin right now, because Bitcoin's at 30K, and oh good, it bounced. Now this would give me confidence. This would give me confidence to go long. Not on BTC. BTC is still falling, but I think they're going to give a bounce point US Brinks, and they will attack the daily open. That's my play for Bitcoin, which would cause something like Waves to go absolutely ballistic and do something like this, like they did at the EU Brinks, and just rinse and repeat, and destroy the poor souls that took the short, right? And bless you with a 4 or 5% move to the upside. So that's Waves. So yeah, now I'm saying I would take the long based on how Bitcoin's moving. It's got to be Bitcoin. You got to pay attention to Bitcoin here. This is why I did here. Because I was basically 50-50 on, what the hell am I going to do? And I was looking at the long based on this trend line right here. Coming in, snapping off of this trend line, knowing full well it could come a little lower, but stopping candle gives me some confidence that they're going to come in at US Brinks and they're going to drive price higher, in my opinion. Because yesterday's low is all the way up here. Here's the 200. This is an easy attack vector for these guys. They do it all the time. And what did that deliver? Yeah, for me, it's a 20% move just to the 200. I take that all day long. I'll take it all day long. Tim start up yet? Yeah, there he is. Okay. All right, we're going to shut it down and head on over to Tim. That's a show.